People talking to you, there being so much excitement surrounding the program. It's a great year last year, coming back this year, and expectations.
Well, I think first of all, our first year winning in the New Orleans Bowl, winning 9 games, I think put a big shot in the arm in our program that probably slingshotted us ahead probably 4 or 5 years of where we may have been if we'd have came in the first year and maybe just had showed a little bit of improvement from the previous year. Our fan base, I don't think it's ever been so excited. Season ticket sales obviously are through the ceiling, and we've got a lot of things obviously in place to take care of all that. So the momentum coming off of that bowl has had a lot of effects, positive effects obviously with our program.
You always hear people say it's a 4-year process, keep your players in and all that, but you've done so much in year 1. The monumental task is having to replicate that and even take another year.
Well, I told our seniors when I met with them last year, I said, guys, I'm not putting you on the back of the line and move all these freshmen in front of you. I said, this is your senior year. We can be as successful as you want to be. And we had some really good senior leadership last year, and I was really proud of it. Now this season is a whole different team. Every year it's a different team, different mindset. And our team this year will be based a lot upon our leadership we have from the seniors in this class, Blaine Gaucher and some of these guys. And so if we can continue to build on this momentum, I'm hoping obviously we can get our program to a consistent level to where we can keep garnering more national attention and respect.
Coach, you guys have 5 players on the preseason team. You picked 3rd this year. Can you compare that to last year where you picked 8th in the league, only 1 player on the preseason team, and how it changes your mindset going into the season?
Well, I think a lot of that obviously is, I think we've earned the respect of a lot more people. Our players have earned the respect of a lot of the coaches in the conference. Our program obviously has earned a lot more respect with being picked 3rd as compared to 8th. So, but it's not where you pick, it's where you finish. It's important. And so obviously we're working hard to even better that. I can promise you that.
With everything you accomplished last season, the one thing I was what you didn't do in the conference. How much is that being played out? How much is that kind of sticking across?
That will always be one of our main goals of our football program, is to be Sun Belt Conference champions. And last year we achieved a lot of our goals. Our first goal was to win every home football game. We did that. We even considered winning the Dome at home game. So we'll say we were 6-0. And then going to a bowl, winning a bowl, we accomplished those, but winning the Sun Belt Conference, we didn't get that done last year. And so that's a challenge that I've put on these seniors this year, and that's what we'll definitely be working towards.
How important is trying to knock off one of the goals to Big Ten?
Well, last year when we went to Oklahoma State the first time, we didn't even know where our starting quarterback was. We were first game, right out of the chutes. They had a lot of great players returning, and we ended up playing them probably as good as anybody in the country did. And obviously they've got a great program, but we're a much improved team, and so we're going to compete with anybody on our schedule. And so our guys are working hard, and there's nobody working harder, I can assure you that.
Last year you used that 8th place pick as motivation for the guys. What do you come back with this year since you are getting that respect?
Well, the key is we still aren't getting near the respect that we want to get. Yeah, we did get picked 60, I think 68 in a certain poll, but we're still picked in the 80s and even the 90s in one poll. And that to me is we're trying to move down. We want to move way up in the rankings, and winning consistently year in, year out. You can improve that national respect, and as a program, that's what you want, because you want those high school coaches across the country to know that year in, year out, they know you're going to put a quality product on the field, and you're going to have a chance for your players to compete for championships, get their degree, and have a chance to win bowls.
Coach, having a guy like Blaine lead your offense, can you talk a little bit about what he's going to bring with all the experience that he got last season?
Like I said, last year Blaine wasn't even our starting quarterback at the start of the season, and they shared time, him and Chris Mason. And so it took a while for our offense to get in sync. But as you saw, once we settled down with Blaine, he really made that offense click. And then we continued to improve as the season wore along. Now with 9 starters back on the offensive side of the ball, hopefully we can come out of the chutes a lot quicker, because he's got a lot of big play potential.
Do you feel like you have more depth at quarterback now this year?
I think so. I thought last year we had some good day. I feel Chris Mason's a very good quarterback. But as you know, Terrence Broadway had an incredible spring. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback, but make no mistake, there is no quarterback controversy. Blaine's our starting quarterback.
You have Alonzo being a first-team all-preseason cycle member. How important is it, especially with Blaine and his passing proficiency last year, to develop the run game this year to balance?
Well, that's one thing that we worked on in the spring. We wanted to be able to run the football way more efficiently, and I'm hoping we improved in that aspect. And Alonzo now is going to be about 20 pounds heavier than he was as a true freshman. He's got a lot of experience under his belt, and we've got 4 starters back on the offensive line. So I'll be disappointed if our run game is not much improved. Well, I hope so. We work on that an awful lot. Coach Stewart, we work obviously on turnovers. Yeah, we lost 7 starters on the defense side of the ball, but you know what? I like a lot of the guys that we've got coming in that's going to replace some of those guys. I think we may be more talented than last year on the defense side of the ball, but less experienced. And so as these guys can learn to play together and mature, the sooner they can, the better. Because a lot of these guys are going to get thrown into the fire early for the first time.
You talked about the maturity of the guys out there. The seniors having a penalty distinguished. How has he grown as a quarterback, and how much does it help? He's not looking over his shoulder. He's not sharing time with minutes ahead unless he gets knocked out.
Well, you can look at it 2 ways. When you're sort of sharing time, you're really pushing yourself. You're competing hard. But I think he knows he's earned that right, and he's a proven quarterback. This took his team to a bowl win and 9 wins altogether. I think that's going to add to his confidence right away coming into this season, and it also helps he's got his weapons back on the offensive side of the ball with the wideouts in his running game, and he's got to feel, I think, pretty comfortable knowing that 4 offensive line starters are back. So I think his overall confidence level will help him, obviously, his performance early.
You said you don't want a quarterback controversy, but are there some situations where you can use Terrence game to game, or is really his role just to be the backup? You know,
I see right now Terrence's role as the backup, but I do see that Terrence is talented enough where if we needed him to play, I wouldn't even blink an eye and even run up to him and say, hey, I would just say, hey, go in and get him. And if we ever need it, I wouldn't mind putting him in any capacity. He's very talented, but like I said, this is Blaine's team.
Coach, have you ever had a receiving core as deep and as talented as these Sanders?
Never. Not only do we have, I think, a lot of talent, which you saw last year with Daryl Surgent, Javon Lawson, Harry Peoples, but now this year we've got more depth than I can imagine I've ever had to experience as an offensive football coach. And we've got James Butler coming back from an injury last year. He'll be at 100%. So we've got a lot of guys I think can factor in and give us a lot of depth. Last year those guys went about every snap. So I'm hoping they're going to be much better since they're going to be obviously a lot pressure and won't have to go every play.
Do you think getting a taste of success can drive the team?
I think so. I think our team is very confident. I think that they saw that the hard work that we put them through paid off. If it hadn't have paid off, it might not have worked. But since we worked them so hard, I think that they saw that it does pay off to try to outwork every team in the country. And to be honest with you, we feel like we do. We feel like we're the hardest working team in the country.
Mark, since the New Orleans Bowl, national television, arguably the best bowl game of last year. Is there anything tangible that's happened during the offseason that lets you know that this one moment is going to help this program?
There's one thing that I was most proud of at the end of the May semester. We talked about their guys being champions all the time, on the field, off the field, where they just won a championship on the field, winning the bowl game. And then in May, we get a great report, and we finished with the highest team GPA in school history. And so now I feel like that message is getting across, like you're talking about, to our players, that hey, hard work pays off on the field, in the classroom, and our guys right now are trying to compete in everything that they do.
Coach, looking at the conference, just kind of handicap some of the teams that will be competing with you guys for that top spot.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. This conference probably is more even than any conference in the country. There's just about every team in this conference, I feel like, that if it gets on a roll, it's probably got the ability to make a run for the championship, if not, finish in the top 3. Every team, I feel like, is very well coached.